I've got something a little different to show off today. So, recently this indie kart racer has just released for early access on Steam. It is called the Karters 2 Turbocharged. Don't ask me about the first Karters, I have no idea what it's like, but I will say this game will definitely appeal to some of y'all who are also very fond of another racing game, another little racing game known as Crash Team Racing Nitro-Fueled. This game basically has the same sort of gameplay as that, but it's also different in its own right, which I'll go ahead and show off for you guys today. Right, so this game, it's got a bunch of modes, as you can see. A bunch of modes and features. Let's see. Let's check out Arcade. So, what's weird is, like... So, there is Grand Prix here, but you have to, like, press triangle on... Oh, by the way, some of the UI sounds are, like, kind of unbalanced like this. Like, for some reason, scrolling like this is, like, normal volume, but then when you press triangle here, it's, like... It's, like, really loud for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah, so if you want to, so basically, initially when you turn this on, like Grand Prix is enabled for like a few rounds. You choose arcade, then you choose like a difficulty. There's like an adaptive difficulty as well. And within here, there are quite a few modes. Like I guess mix just mixes up all the modes or something. You have race. So even though this says race, it's actually Grand Prix because Grand Prix is enabled. If you just want to race on a single track, you have to disable Grand Prix, and then, like, race is, like, the first option, and then you get to choose, like, one of the racetracks. There are 16 racetracks, in the base game, but, little point, there is a little point I'll get to later, because this game, like, this game heavily emphasizes modding, but let me just show off the modes on the menu here. So Time Trial, Duo Time Trial, Arena Classic, which I assume is like Battle Mode, Elimination, which also sounds like Battle Mode, Elimination Ultims. I'm not too sure what this is. It looks like you gotta blow up some clock enemy or something. Road Breaker, I'm not sure. Quick Cut. Yeah, there's quite a few modes in this, but yeah, I'm mostly focusing on like the racing aspect, as that's usually the main appeal, the main draw to this sort of game. We have challenge mode. I've already completed a few, and basically you just go through these on different difficulties to unlock some stuff if you're in game. And then, of course, there's the online mode, which I'll talk about in a moment. There's a daily hub. You're noticing some... Yeah, you're noticing some tracks from, like, CTR. I guess I'll go ahead and just talk about the modding, because, as I said earlier, the game puts quite an emphasis on this. So, first of all, the Karters 2, it's a racing game that plays much like Crash Team Racing Nitro-Fueled. It has, you know... the repeated boost thing, like you start the drift and then you do the 3 boosts and then you like chain that up. Like you just start another sequence of that. They also threw in the jump trick boosting from Mario Kart. I did play like an earlier version of this that didn't have it, but then they threw it into this version, I guess. So yeah, that's interesting. There, of course, there's items in the game. It says like a party kart racer. Although, you know, things like in CTR, things can get pretty sweaty. But like the items, so it's interesting. You have a life gauge, right? And so because of that, the items that you get hit by, they don't affect you like immediately. Your health has to be whittled down in order for you to be stunned. So it's a little interesting. You actually have a little bit of protection from the items, you know, before they take any sort of effect. So it's, I can't say whether that's a good or a bad thing. It's just rather, it's a rather interesting choice of design. And aside from that, I feel the physics in comparison to like CTR, they're a lot looser. Like, I definitely find myself flying around on the track a lot more. Like if I'm jumping off a hill or something. But overall, man, I mean, if you've been wanting like Crash Team Racing on PC, I mean, this is pretty much the next best thing. But yeah, now I'd like to delve a bit into the mods because, yeah, it gets kind of interesting, right? You know, you've obviously got like because CTR Nitro-Fueled is like the direct comparison to this game. That's what you're mostly gonna see here. You're gonna see like Crash, and you're gonna see CTR tracks, but you know you got other sort of characters. I'm not downloading this one because it's come on, bro, that's messed up. But yeah, I mean, so many options. Whether they be like the typical options or maybe not so typical. And yeah, I guess I'll just go ahead and showcase how that works. So we're gonna keep Grand Prix disabled. Yeah, I guess we'll turn on adaptive difficulty. It doesn't really matter that much. So if we scroll over here, so this is already a set of modded tracks. There's actually, so this game does have Steam Workshop support. So the one thing I would recommend y'all grab is the, like if you decide to buy this game, I would recommend you grab the one that's for all tracks, and apparently that one is going to keep being updated as new tracks get added to the game by modders. So yeah, you'll need that for a reason I'll explain later as well. But yeah, as you can see here, there's a lot of tracks from like other games or whatever. Like these are all modded in tracks. You know, there's tracks from freaking Motor Combat from Mortal Kombat Armageddon, which is kind of crazy. Let's see, I'll just pick 3DS Bowser City here. So not only are there modded tracks, but there's also modded in characters. So as we can see here, I got like Crash, I got Sonic, I got Garfield here, I got Spider-Man, got Thomas the Tank Engine. Oh boy. This game only just released in early access, and I can already tell, like, it's gonna get crazy. Let's pick Spider-Man. And then we got some AI racers here. And in this menu, I mean, you could just hit ready right here, but then you could also like choose the track right here. You could like vote for a track. You got some quick phrases for chatting. Oh wow, I could actually change my character right here. And I could change the race settings right here as well. So there we go. Alright, let's just hop into the race. Alright, so we are playing as Spider-Man on the Neo Bowser City. You got like mash accelerate before the race starts. To get the starting boost, you gotta like fill up the bars. So I mean, as y'all can see here, if you play Crash Team Racing Nitro-Fueled, the gameplay, like the way you're seeing me boost, it's immediately familiar. Something I will say is like there's no like individual classes. Like there's no speed, handling, balance, whatever. Like it seems that every racer is the same exact class. So really what winning the races is going to boil down to is just how you are handling your vehicle and I guess whatever items you're using. Like everyone in terms of karts has the same playstyle. You know, and maybe I figure it's because like the dev just figures, okay, well, in Nitro-Fueled, like everyone just picked the speed type, I guess. So may as well just make everyone sort of like that, or maybe just make everyone the drift type. Because I don't quite feel like a speed type. I think handling wise, I feel like a standard type, you know. But it's hard to say. But yeah, as you can see at the bottom of the screen, I do have a health bar. I did get hit by some stuff, but my car is not going to flip out unless that meter actually reaches 0. And right here, I just used the health bot item, which healed me a little bit, but then that item just zapped me. It just took more of my health. There's no music going on this track, by the way. I think I should preface, like, you know, a lot of these tracks are going to be modded, so you can't expect all of them to be, like, polished, per se. So that's just something to keep in mind. It's nice to mess around with these, tracks, but, yeah, maybe I'll go ahead and show off one of the, in-game, like, natural tracks. Alright, racing as Crash. Through, I believe this track was just called Toxic Waste. Definitely reminiscent of, Toxic, Sewer, Sewer Speedway from, CTR. But yeah, this is one of the game's, like, base racetracks. So, like, it has music and everything. You know, in terms of graphics, it's a lot more polished. Yeah, you could see I could get some pretty big air off these little hills here. You know, it feels like almost all the time on some of these tracks you're able to get a lot of big air. Yeah, getting big air and doing, like, sharp turns is, like... That was, like, one of the ways to save a lot of time on the CTR tracks. There we go, finish that up. The adaptive difficulty is, it's doing something. It's making these races a little more challenging. Yeah, so that's basically how, like, a single race works. Something to note is that this game does have local, not 4, but 6-player multiplayer, which is kind of crazy. I don't even know what that looks like, but yeah, that option's there if you want it. Yeah, and I guess to touch on online, which is probably going to be the most important aspect to some of y'all. I mean, currently as this game stands, it is kind of a niche game right now, so the online is a bit barren. I did find one person, like the other day, raced against them a bit. They were pretty good, so I could not beat them. But remember what I said earlier about the whole Steam Workshop thing and getting, like, all the tracks? Yeah, you may want to do that before you hop online, because the way this game works is, like, you hop into a room. Now, let me just double check here. So first of all, you could select your region. Oh, you could actually do 6-player... You could do 6-player local while playing online on this. That's crazy. Well, I'm like editing the video and completely forgot to elaborate on this point, but basically you need to download the modded tracks. I mean, pretty much that all-track workshop thing, you may want to just grab that before even like trying to play that online, because I was prompted to download modded tracks I did not have before I was even allowed to jump into a room with that one rando person I found. So do keep in mind, you pretty much gotta download mods, at least as far as I can tell. There is like a little checkbox at the bottom of the screen that says whether or not you want the community voted tracks in or not, but something tells me majority of the races here are gonna involve those, so you may as well just do it. But anyway, back to the video. Let's see. Go to USA. How does it look right now? Just pick like Crash. And right now, I'm not seeing any rooms. So that's how this works. That's like how matchmaking works. Let's say solo, duo, and squad. There's like clan wars. It's like tournaments and friend rooms. But yeah, if you want to do like random matchmaking, like it's done in rooms. So you would choose this, and then like basically this is it. Like I'd just be sitting here waiting in a room by myself, waiting for other players to join, and then yeah. Funnily enough, I believe the modded tracks are actually allowed in like ranked, which is crazy. I kind of thought like only the base tracks would only be compatible, but it's just like you could also have the modded tracks. Yeah, the menu looks a little confusing at first. I do have some gripes with the UI of this game, but yeah, that's basically how this works. Like if you want to play this by yourself online against randos, then these are the options. Like, you could do unranked or ranked right here. If you have, like, a friend to play with, then you do duos, and you want to do squad, here it's up here. And, yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, guys, that's basically the Karters 2. There's a lot of other features and junk that at the moment I don't really need to touch on, but I just figured I'd get that basic stuff out of the way. Like, if you've been wanting Crash Team Racing Nitro-Fueled on PC, this is pretty much as close as you're gonna get. But at the same time, this game, it doesn't feel exactly like that game. You know, it's a lot more loose. You're definitely gonna be launching off hills a lot more often. I think the game is a lot less strict on what kind of corners you could cut as well. So it kind of makes these races kind of nutty, you know? Like, you really gotta lean more into taking shortcuts in order to win races. But yeah, as it stands in early access, it is still kind of a neat thing to mess around with. I'm sure this would be a lot more fun if I could get people in a room and start racing together. That would be really cool. Yeah, so currently this early access version, it is worth $30, but it's currently going for like $23.99. So a little bit of a discount until the end of this July. And then the full release is coming possibly by the end of 2025, with also console releases and full-on crossplay. So I feel like when that happens, this game is really... I feel like this game will really pop off more. But, yeah, I do recommend checking this out. It's definitely a good feeling game. It's got a full-on tutorial as well to teach you the driving mechanics, which is nice. And, yeah, I mean, that's basically it. Pretty neat game. So anyway, that'll do it for this video. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, as I'll be posting more content on gaming stuff. Also, feel free to become a channel member so your name can be displayed here on screen, and maybe click the video on the left as YouTube thinks you'll like that one next. Maybe I'll go ahead and mess around with more of these modded tracks because I think they're pretty interesting to look at. So some of these have more work in them put in than others, and I think that's pretty neat.